On today's Join Us in France, a trip report with Sergio Famiglietti, who packed a lot of action into his 1 week in Paris. He tells us how he did it and gives us his tips so you can do it too. There was a lot of noise on my side of the conversation when I recorded this episode, so I had to edit all those noises and silence myself in processing. Some of it doesn't sound 100% natural, but I had to make some choices to make it easier to listen to, and I think it's pretty good as it is. Thank you for sharing the episode. Elizabeth Houston, VJ Diesch, Elaine Thompson-Tishy, Jan Ziff. I hope I didn't miss any. Thank you so much. Okay, Join Us in France listeners. You have been researching your trip to France. I know this for a fact because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to me right now. You're excited, and I know that because lots of you let me know that, and that's great. But now it's time to book your hotels. I recommend that you do that via booking.com. It's the booking engine that I've been using for a long time. It works great. It offers hotels at every price range in every town, village, or area in France you could think of. And they offer some amazing deals. I always check them out first. Now, if you're not driving, you can look at your phone right now, and among the show notes, you'll see a booking.com link. If you click on that link and you book your hotels from your phone, Join Us in France will get a small commission. If you prefer to book from your computer, which is me, I prefer that, visit joinusinfrance.com and click on one of the booking.com boxes. And that will take you through to the research and booking area where Join Us in France gets a small commission. Now, what do we do with those commissions? Well, we pay for hosting, and once in a great while, there's enough to pay for a new piece of hardware or software that we need to produce the show. It's small amounts, really. Elise and I need to keep our day jobs. But if you remember to use booking.com via Join Us in France, just like Amazon.com, it shows that you care and that you want to keep the show going. And even better, for every new episode I produce, I will add the names of my favorite hotels in that city or area. I will also go back and add them to previous episodes so that when you look at the show notes for an episode, you'll see a list of hotels that Elise and I recommend in that city. How cool is that? And you know what else? You don't even have to book a hotel in France for this to work. You could be booking a hotel to go to a wedding or a business trip or anything, and it would work the same. All you need to do is remember to visit joinusinfrance.com and use the booking.com box. And thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I'm doing fabulous. I'm excited to hear from you.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You sound like you had a fantastic time in France.
Oh my God, yes. I'm still tired.
Well, that was 5 months ago. You're slow to recover.
I guess so.
Okay, wonderful. Well, okay, so you mostly were in Paris.
Mostly in Paris.
It sounds like you went everywhere in Paris.
We tried.
and then you went to Versailles. Another place we haven't mentioned on the show before is Disneyland Paris. So I want to get your impressions of that.
Yes, definitely.
And then I know you have a sweet tooth because you wanted to talk about La Durée. So, so tell us, what was there a special occasion for this trip, or was it your first trip to France, or?
It was my first trip to France. It was on my list that I needed to get to. Uh-huh. My partner Nicholas had been before quite a few years back when he was in school, uh-huh. And we decided that we needed to go together.
Sure. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And you spent how long?
We were there a week, basically.
A week, and you did all that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm not kidding, folks. You're going to see how much they did in a week. So I assume this was not a planned trip. I mean, you did everything yourself, right? You picked your hotel, you picked your destinations, all of that.
Yes, we did it all on our own, correct.
Okay, how did you plan for the trip? How did you decide what you were going to do and not do?
We searched online and we found a hotel that looked very attractive and a reasonable price and a good location. And we also discovered that the museum pass included so many things that we couldn't pass it up.
Right.
And we got the museum pass, and then we kind of ticked down that list to make it a value to get everything done. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you certainly did a lot. So let's start. Well, start with the beginning. Just tell us everything.
Okay. Well, we left from JFK, which is about 2 hours from our home, and we flew into Paris. We did quite a bit, all metro. We took no taxis, metros and trains only.
Okay.
And tons of walking.
Mm-hmm.
So we took the train from the airport and actually we ended up emerging from the subway with our luggage right in front of Notre Dame.
Oh, nice.
And the sun was rising because we flew overnight. The sun was rising behind it, and I was amazed and shocked. It was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
They were all the cafes around. They were people washing down the streets. It was just fresh and new and old all at the same time. It was super amazing. I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it. It was so nice. So this
was in September, right? September 2015.
September. So it was crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we left here on the 19th. And it was pretty crisp out, so you would need like a light jacket, a sweater.
Yeah.
But it was perfect weather. We only experienced slight rain the day that we were in Disneyland.
Ah, okay, so not too bad.
No, not too bad.
Not too bad. And how was taking the RER? Was that okay? Was that difficult?
It was beautiful.
Okay.
It was beautiful. Just, you know how it is. Lots of walking up and down levels and trying to find everything. Luckily, we had a phone that was connected. So we were always on the phone looking for which line to take.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So you had internet access.
Yes, we had internet on our phones.
That really makes life simple, doesn't it?
So much better. Much better. Oh, yeah, wonderful. So we walked to drop off our luggage at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And
your hotel, you said, was in the Latin Quarter.
Yeah, it's called the Cluny Square.
Yes?
It's across the street from the little park where I believe the Cluny Museum is, which we did not actually get to.
Yeah, that's one of the few you didn't go to.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't on our museum pass, so we didn't go out of our way to go there.
Yeah.
But I think it was a great area to be in because when we were back at night, we could walk around and just have, find a little restaurant there. It was many options that made it easy.
Yeah, it's a lovely area.
Yep. So what we had planned to do was, again, included in the pass was the big bus tour. Mm-hmm. So we set out from the hotel after leaving our luggage, and we came upon a crepes place opening up. So we had to have banana and Nutella crepes, and that was fabulous. And then we ended up making our way over to the closest station, the bus pickup, which was in the center near the Louvre. It's near there. So then we spent hours on there. We got off a couple times. We explored the Eiffel Tower area, had a beautiful lunch there overlooking the tower looking up at it from down below.
Oh, okay. So you brought your lunch.
No, we stopped. We had no, we didn't bring anything.
Okay.
We went to a cafe.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So that was the whole day. It was very, very busy. Just, taking pictures from the bus, stopping where we wanted to. And
it's good to get like an idea of your surroundings and the lay of the land kind of thing.
Exactly true. That's what we had thought too. So that's what we did.
But do you live in New York City?
No, we live in Connecticut. It's about 2 hours north.
Okay, so I was just asking to see if you're used to large cities, because some of the things you did sound like you're kind of accustomed to big cities and you just take it all in stride, you just go looking for...
Yes, we live midway from New York City to Boston, so we go to either at least a few times a year each.
Right.
So
So it wasn't intimidating to you to go looking for, the RER or looking for an address, because if you've never been in a large city, that alone can be intimidating. And then the fact that the language, do you or your partner speak any French?
No, we do not. But I listened to your podcast and we learned all the essential phrases to make sure that we were, doing our part to, not be rude and to blend in as best we could.
Yeah. Did it work?
It worked wonderful.
Well, there you go. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, they the second that you greeted them, they would instantly speak back to you in English, which was great.
Right. It's really not rocket science, Say bonjour, and then they'll hear that you're a foreigner. They probably can tell just by the way you're dressed and your demeanor, and, they can... So it's just a formality.
Exactly, yes.
So first day, you did mostly the tour, went to the Eiffel Tower, but you didn't go up the tower that day?
We did not. We did not. We walked all around it. And it was beautiful during the day. And that later on that night, well, we finally ended up going back to our hotel to actually physically check in. And we cleaned up and we went up to Montmartre to look at the view. We were a little late for sunset, so it was a little dark by the time we got up there. But the cathedral was beautiful and we explored in there.
Right, that's the Sacré-Cœur.
Yes.
Yes, Montmartre, yes.
Yes, and then, exactly, yes. And then, we spent a little while there. We went back to our Latin Quarter area and found a wonderful fondue restaurant.
Nice.
And then it was resting after that.
Yes. Well deserved.
Yes, it was a great first day, yeah.
Yeah, oh wow, you got a lot done that first day. Most people just show up and... crash at the hotel. So, well done. You guys have stamina. That's great. The call dropped on my end. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I knew you'd call back.
Yes, here I am. So we were just finishing up with day 1. Let's pick up with day 2.
Okay, so the second day we were going to the Louvre.
Yes.
And we walked that way down there and we waited in a pretty long line. The lines there were interesting. It was mostly the security, which slowed things down wherever we went.
Yeah.
And it was strange because the security was definitely not as in depth as I would expect, from being here.
Yeah.
Or even the times that I went to Italy or Spain when we went into museums, they seemed to be more thorough about how they inspected.
Yeah.
So after the events in October, I'm not sure if anything's been stepped up, but it's definitely a slow process, the security. So, but I'm glad it's there. I mean, I don't mind waiting for that.
Right.
So, we did the Louvre. We didn't spend too much time there. We looked at we had to find the Mona Lisa.
Sure.
And
what did you think?
Loved it.
Yeah, you liked it. Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Yes, it was great.
That's cool.
Yeah, everyone kept saying it was small, so my expectations were low, but I thought it was fabulous. It was great.
That's good.
And it's just amazing how a portrait can unite the whole world. Everyone's going to look at it. It's beautiful.
That's true. Everybody wants to see her.
Yeah. Yep. So we did that for a few hours. We actually probably spent more time in the lower level shopping in the stores there. There was there was a Maxime's. There was I forget the name, but a beautiful shop that had mustards and chocolates. It was wonderful. So
Yeah,
we
it's a good mall. It's a pretty good mall.
it is. It's nice.
Yeah.
So we proceeded outdoors and we walked through the gardens, the Tuileries.
Yes.
And so our next goal was to go to l'Orangerie. So we strolled through the gardens. We had purchased some macaroons at the Maxime's, and we sat in the park and ate those.
Nice.
Yeah, it's wonderful how they have all those pretty little green chairs in all the parks.
Yes.
And I love how they have their own individual numbers. It's so interesting. So we sat there, enjoyed the park, photographs, and then we continued to the left back corner where the museum was, and that just blew us away. The Monet, the oval Monets,
yes,
just stunning,
yes,
beyond words.
It's the water lilies in there, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay.
And you enter one, and I guess he designed them to display these paintings that he created for them. And you enter the first one, and I thought, this is it. And then we progressed through the room, and there's a larger room with even a more inspiring looking painting there. It was actually very overwhelming. And there's actually, in the lower level, in the basement, I want to say, there's another museum there of all impressionistic and different artists down there, which was more than I expected also. So I thought that was a real find, a real gem. I would definitely recommend that to anybody.
Oh, that's good, because I haven't been in years, so I really haven't been talking about it very much. But it's good to know that you enjoyed it, that you thought it was good.
Well worth it, yes. So at that point, we were basically at the starting point of the Champs-Élysées, so we continued walking up the path towards the Arc, and that's when we had to stop and have our famous lunch at La Durie.
Very nice.
Yeah, we shopped and explored the stores. They have very interesting stores. We enjoyed the stores that were like Mercedes-Benz and Peugeot, like they had cars, but it was very unique. We didn't really have that experience back home at all. So that was great because they'd have bars in there, and one of them was having some sort of trunk show. It was very, very cool. So that was fun. We had a fabulous lunch there. We ate outside. It was a little cool, but we had to do what the Parisians do.
Very good.
And we watched everyone walk by, and that was really great. So we ended up at that point at the arch, and we actually climbed to the top of it and took some wonderful pictures from on top. Yeah, it's quite a climb, but
we did
it. Yeah, there's a lot of steps. I don't remember how many steps, but it's and it's very confining and circular, and but I love the experience. So I could imagine if you don't like heights or tight spots, it could be harder, but I enjoyed it immensely. And the view is just wonderful from up there because you could see all of the, the avenues that are emerge right from that point.
Yes.
What is it, 5 or 6 different avenues that go all the way around?
Le rond-point de l'Étoile, I don't know how many there are, but there are many, And it's usually a big traffic mess.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So you actually, you go underneath a walkway to get there. Like you do not cross the street or you will risk your life.
Yeah, you will die. Yeah.
So, beautiful view up there. We saw the Eiffel Tower, beautiful apartments we wanted to purchase.
Oh, nice.
But that we couldn't afford. But
you didn't put any money down on it?
No, not this trip.
Next time.
So at that point, we crossed the city and we went to the Museum Pompidou.
Ah, you went. You went far away there. You took the metro, I assume.
Yeah, we took the metro. And it was getting later in the day at that point. The museum is very interesting. It's a totally different experience, obviously, because it's so contemporary and modern.
Yeah.
But the best part was when the escalators are outside the building, how and we were going from one level to the next one, and we noticed that it was, past sunset, and it was on the hour, and we looked over, and the Eiffel Tower started twinkling, and that was the first time we had seen it, and it was another emotional, great experience, just seeing it all twinkling. So, yeah, we were able to see that from a distance, and it was just very, very, very beautiful.
It's beautiful, yes. It's very nice.
There's no words. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. So.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the night. We had a small dinner back again near the hotel at one of the Latin Quarter hotels, restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Well, how did you find the food? Was anything different, startling, too expensive? I don't know. What your overall impression of the food?
No, not at all. I loved all of it. Yeah, it was. I didn't find it very expensive. We didn't go to very expensive areas for food other than La Durie, but I think it was well worth it. The presentation, the service, none of it was shocking. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
It seemed reasonable.
Yeah, well, coming from Boston and New York, probably that's more or less what you'd expect to pay. So.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. And the greatest part is there was a little market near our hotel. We would get, large bottles of water to bring, to have. Mm-hmm. And it's great that the French water that we're so used to paying so much extra for was very inexpensive there. It was the least expensive option.
Yeah.
To get Perrier is the least expensive. So that was interesting. We enjoyed that.
Good.
So that was pretty much that day. It was
well, that was another very packed day.
Yes, very packed with a lot of walking outdoors, which was beautiful. So the next day was where we had arranged to do Disneyland Paris.
Aha.
So we took the train again out. Pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah, just the RER.
Yep, for sure. And there was a station pretty close, so it was. I don't even think it was probably about an hour or so to get there. But we stayed there all day. There's 2 parks there. Mm-hmm. So we went to the studios first, and we are big Disney fans. We've gone to the parks in the United States quite often.
Cool.
So we did want to compare and contrast. Few major rides were closed, but it's officially off season at that point. So it was to be expected. So we spent the whole day. We ended up doing the studios in the morning part, and then went over to Disneyland Paris Park for the remainder of the day. And we stayed through the end of the night where they have a fireworks show that's a castle show.
Very nice.
There. Yeah, it was beautiful. And
how did it compare?
Well, I'd heard that there was it was very uncrowded, which I think made it easier to get around. And I had heard that people were pushed through more in lines. They weren't as patient, and they didn't queue up as you might be used to at the American parks. And smoking, of course, is allowed everywhere. So, but I didn't notice anything. I think because it was not crowded, it was not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hot, so it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
So I found it beautiful. It was a gorgeous park, both of them actually.
Very nice. If you're not surrounded by a bunch of teenagers who are going to be quite inconsiderate, then I would think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming since school was in session, we just saw mostly little children that probably weren't in school yet, or tourists.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's a good way to. That was it. So, do you remember which day of the week that was that you went?
Let's see. That's a good question. Sunday, Monday. I think it was Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, we had looked at the dates of when things were open and the times, so we could get the most of our day from there.
Yeah, because on Wednesday, French kids get half day off of school.
Oh.
And so you would have had more families with children on a Wednesday. So, yeah.
That makes sense. Makes sense. So that was pretty much that day.
Very good.
We got back pretty late from there, so that was that day.
Oh, yeah. If you saw the fireworks and all that, you were... Oof.
Yeah, and we had, we didn't have any sit-down restaurants there. We went to what they call quick service places, for snack type things, nothing too huge.
Yeah.
So that was that day. The next day we woke up and we went to Saint-Chapelle.
Ah.
Which I know you love, and I would
Yeah.
recommend that also to anybody. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's so well maintained. You can see exactly what they intended it to be. It's beautiful with the tapestries and the glass. The glass is gorgeous that you can get that close to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a gorgeous
beautiful.
place. Did you have a little bit of sun that day?
Yeah, we had a little bit of sun. It was chilly, but it was sunny, so the glass was illuminated very, very beautifully.
Very nice.
There was a line already quite early to get in.
Oh yeah, it's a popular place.
Yeah, yep. So there was that, and we might have done it the other way around. I'm not sure of this, but we then after that we stopped and we had, a cafe au lait and some breakfast. And then we went to Notre Dame, and that was the wait to get up to climb was hours. Yeah, it was very long, but it was well worth it. We did climb to the topmost level and got some pretty beautiful views and photographs from up there.
Yes.
Yeah, and then actually we went inside the cathedral after. So that wait was not as long. It was just for the security mostly because it's so huge in there and people are just...
Right. Yeah, to get into the cathedral is usually not very long. It's the ticket, to get the tickets to go up the tower, that takes a while.
Yeah, like even though we had the pass, we still had to wait in that line because they were only allowing 10 or 12 people... for a few minutes on each level because of the way that they controlled the flow from the stairways.
Yes.
So that took a lot of extra time.
Yeah.
I would say we probably waited almost 2 hours.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so I would have done that first, I think, if I had known that it would have been so controlled. I figured it was more of a flow climbing up and down, but they do close the level. And then they let you explore for a few minutes, and then you go down, and then they let the next group by group.
Okay, so maybe if you had done that first in the morning, you might have waited less.
Probably, and the warning is the climb is it's quite the climb. It's very taxing. I think there's over 100 steps, and they're all the curvy stone and all worn down and things. So
Yeah.
You got to take your time if you're not in the greatest shape, and exploring up there is gorgeous because again you can see the whole city from up there.
Right, and it's a bit narrow again. If you're claustrophobic, it might not be
very narrow.
Yeah. Yep, but it's a beautiful, and you can take. I hope you will share some of your photos with us, so I could put some on the episode page for that week.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That would be awesome.
I would love to do that, no problem.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's see. We're at Notre Dame. We did the outside. We did the inside. Then we went. Well, there's only 2 times a week, or 2 days a week, I should say, that they have tours for the Opera Garnier.
Yes.
And we really wanted to do that. We had seen it, and from the outside, it was so amazing. We wanted to go inside too, but I think it's Wednesdays and Sundays they have it. So we ended up, taking the metro back across town to the Galeries Lafayette, which is near there.
Yes.
And we did some shopping there. It's beautiful in there. The ceilings are gorgeous. It's amazing in there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
It is. It's really, really beautiful. We didn't even buy anything in there, but just it looks so historical, beautiful, ceilings in there, and all the way it's designed is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. So we stopped there, and then we went to the Opera Garnier because we had a pass at that point.
Okay.
But it's always subject to closing for whatever reason. So we tried to go on Sunday, the first day, but we could not get in. That was part of where we hopped on and hopped off the bus, but we couldn't get in. So we figured out our next chance would be the Wednesday. So we did that, and it was beautiful inside. It's very interesting story, and the Chagall painting on the ceiling, and how that wasn't the original, and very, very a great tour, guided tour there.
Great.
And that's
in English, I suppose.
Yes, it was in English. Yeah,
very good.
You could do multiple languages there. Just had to arrange which tour guide to use.
Very good.
So I would recommend that highly. And you get to see the door and hear the infamous story of the. I'm just drawing a blank. The.
I can't help you. I haven't been to that one.
Oh, goodness gracious. The Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, the Phantom. Oh, of course.
The Phantom.
Of course.
It totally slipped my mind. Yeah, so you get to see the infamous door to the box that he would have used, and we heard the whole story about, how the whole story evolved.
Ah, yes,
so
yes.
It's very interesting, for sure. If you're into that, I recommend it again.
Very nice.
So at that point, we decided to go to Montparnasse, the tower.
Yes.
And we went to the top so we could get the whole view of the city from up there.
Very good.
And like everyone says, it's pretty, not boring area, but pretty a common area, very business-like. Yeah, not any real quaint shopping or anything like that.
No, that part of Paris is where regular French people live, and
yes,
fewer tourists, and it's still downtown Paris, so it's still busy, but it's not quaint. Busy. It's not. Yeah, it's a city. It's city life.
Exactly. So at that point, we.
So compare the view between the Tour Montparnasse and the top of the Notre Dame.
Well, Notre Dame is, it's much better at Notre Dame because you're looking at, one thing is there are nets there, I guess, so people probably would not jump.
Yes.
There are nets, but you can see all the sculpture on the building.
Yes.
And that's quite amazing there. And you can actually see to the back where the courtyard is and into the park behind the Notre Dame. So Montparnasse is just, it's beautiful because you see everything everywhere all around, but everything does seem distant.
Yeah.
Because of the height, but there's a champagne bar up there. So you could really have fun up there. It's great. It's contemporary. So
but if you could only do one or the other, it sounds like you would go with Notre Dame.
Well, I'd probably do the Eiffel Tower if I could only do one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that experience alone, because you don't have to climb the steps either.
That's true. That's a big one.
But it is nice. If you have time, I would say it's neat to see the view if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't like heights and stuff, then I don't recommend it. But
yeah.
But it is nice. And we tried to look around for a restaurant or something there, but we really weren't enticed by anything. So we had just gone back and had a dinner, near our place.
Very good.
I think
that's interesting because I have a very good friend, but of course she lived in France for many years, and she actually prefers to stay near Montparnasse because she says that she likes the selection of restaurants, and she says it's like the rest of France. That it's, and she enjoys getting away from the tourist stuff. So it's interesting how your opinions are different, and really you need to find the area that you're going to be comfortable with, and find the restaurants that that are going to tickle your fancy. So
that's for
great.
sure. That's for sure.
Yep.
I agree. We actually, we went to I'm forgetting so much now. I apologize. Where's the area where it's along the river?
Along the river.
And it's like north a little bit of downtown Paris. And it's kind of like an upcoming area. There's bridges to walk over and locks.
Canal
Saint-Martin.
Saint-Martin, yes.
Yeah. So we had heard that it was interesting there, and we went to explore. We were going to look for a restaurant there, and we kind of got lost. We didn't know where we were, and we just were not feeling like too safe, and everything seemed far apart. So I don't think we actually found the correct district. But it's really interesting there. It's a lot, it's very trendy there, and younger, almost seem like, more college students and things like that. So that I would have liked to explore that during the day to get a better view of that area. But so we just kind of walked around a little bit, and the view of the river is very cute there with the little bridges you walk over. But then we ended up going back again to our area to have a dinner there.
Right.
Where we had a traditional, like, we tried a boeuf bourguignon. We had some escargot, and of course we have fromage for dessert, because here we have it first, but there you have it last. So
that's right.
The waiter said that he could serve it to us first.
Yeah.
We said, no, we have to try it your way. So we did that.
That's good.
So that ended up working out very well.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned something about feeling safe, not feeling extremely safe in that Canal Saint-Martin area. Overall, did you feel safe with your partner around Paris, or was it?
Yes, very, very safe.
Okay.
We felt very safe. Yeah.
That's
in the metro, everywhere we felt very safe. It was just this area that was kind of dark, and there wasn't much going on where we were. So we definitely made a little error, but I think we were just so tired at that point. We didn't want to keep walking and figuring it out. We just, we just wanted to get back to where.
Yeah.
We kind of knew the area a little bit, and we picked a new restaurant. Actually, that night was raining a little bit, now that I remember it. And but there's so many cafes are covered and have heating inside, so it was nice. You didn't have to go inside. You could still have that feeling of being outside.
That's great.
So that was that day.
Wow, another very, very busy day.
Very busy day. Very busy day. Just the way I like my vacations.
Oh, well, okay then. Okay. I bet you got home and wanted to sleep for 3 days straight.
Yeah, well, we couldn't do that, but it would be nice if you have time, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next day. I think we're at the 24th. We had to go to experience a restaurant called Les Deux Magous.
Les Deux Magous. Yes.
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 Beautiful, beautiful, awesome, delicious. We loved it there. It was definitely not cheap. We'll go back to what you were asking about the budget and things. That was definitely, pretty pricey, but
you knew going in.
We knew going in. I guess, is it the Saint-Germain area?
Saint-Germain, yes.
Yeah, that's where it is. And the whole area has beautiful shops and cafes. I could spend a whole day in that area. It's beautiful.
That's
cool. So we did that.
And what did you eat?
Oh God, we had the full breakfast with, it comes with a juice and a yogurt and croissant, different pastries. I believe I had the omelette. And yeah, I'm not sure what Nicholas had, but whatever we ate was delicious.
But it was good. Okay, very good.
It was delicious. Yes, I have some pictures of it. I could post
sure.
We were taking pictures of our beautiful food.
Excellent. I do that too. It's not very French, but I do that too.
So that day we decided to hit some more museums. We got to the Orsay, which was great museum. Yeah, you could spend a lot of time in that one for sure.
Yeah.
This I would like to spend more time in the Orsay versus oh my God, why is my brain not working well today?
Well, you mentioned Pompidou so far for a museum.
Yeah, I would not probably do the Pompidou again. If it wasn't for the experience of seeing the Eiffel Tower, I would probably skip that one because we have the modern museums in New York and such.
Yeah.
But I would say I preferred the Orsay to the Louvre because the Louvre is just too large. If you've seen the Mona Lisa, if you've seen the Venus, I think you're all set. I think you're all set there. I know that's probably terrible to say, but I would, if I go back, I would spend more time at the Orsay.
Well, it's the art at the Louvre is amazing, but if you are not somebody who knows exactly the pieces you want to see, it's very easy to get blasé and just, oh yeah, this is so big. Like, you know, what what am I looking at? What is this? More and more and more. It feels really. Now, if you're an art lover and connoisseur and you know, I want to go see this specific painting by this specific artist or sculpture or whatever the case may be, well, then it's amazing because you're finally going to get to see that piece you wanted to see. But if you're just walking around, I think walking around the Orsay Museum is a lot more approachable for most people because it's much, much smaller. It won't take all day, and you feel like you've accomplished something. At the Louvre, you feel like, oh, it's like that's the feeling I had the first time. Was like, this is never going to end. Like, I'm never going to see it. It's too big.
I agree.
Yeah.
So after that was a little while. We stopped at a cafe across the street and had a little coffee, and then we continued walking. We went to the Rodin Museum. And that was under heavy construction, but it was still very, very beautiful. I would recommend that. The grounds are gorgeous. They have the Thinker outside.
Now, which Rodin Museum was this? Because I thought it was closed last September.
Well, they were renovating it. It's where he lived.
Okay.
It's a museum and where he lived. So I don't think we got to explore as much as you normally would. But the grounds, like I said, the trees, the topiaries, the way they sculptured them.
Okay.
Especially around the Thinker, and then there's different sculpture throughout the gardens in the back. Okay. There's a beautiful cafe back there. It's just very, very nice. On a warmer day, you could spend time exploring that. It's very pretty. It's not huge, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe they had the gardens open.
The gardens were open. We saw a lot of sculpture inside, but it was reduced to, I would say, a couple pretty large gallery rooms as opposed to, I think normally you would go through more of the actual house.
Right. Now it's all reopened.
Good. Yes. Yeah. I would recommend it. It's beautiful there. I like it very much.
Very good.
I enjoyed the smaller museums the best. Then after that, we went back across town to the Picasso Museum.
Oh.
Yeah, that area is very, very beautiful and lots to do. The museum is gorgeous also. It's so accessible. It's you can get right up to the paintings. They're so easily visible and present. They're not behind glass, and they're, some items are, of course, but there's rooms where you'll have 30 or 40 paintings on the wall and you can get up close. It's really beautiful there. That whole area is beautiful. Le Mirail.
Le Mirail, ça s'appelle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Okay.
Great.
I've not seen that one. It's in the 3rd arrondissement.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep. So that took us pretty much to the end of that day. We did 3 of the smaller museums that day. So that was
right, but that's still a lot of museuming in one day.
A lot of museum. and checking out the chocolate shops in between and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's how you keep your stamina. You go to the chocolate shop in between.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
And actually, I think. Okay, I didn't write it on my notes, but things are cloudy. But I believe that was the late afternoon or early evening. We went to the Île de Cité, the small islands behind Notre Dame, and I had to find the Bertillon ice cream.
Yes,
that I've
okay.
heard so much about. And so we went there, and that was the best. That was great. Yeah. They do sell it all across Paris at different places,
That's
the ice
right.
cream itself, but we wanted to go to the original, and the islands there are really picturesque and very sweet.
It's very nice, yeah.
Yes, it's very nice. That is worth exploring there, little galleries and little shops. So that was pretty much that day.
Wow. And you're not exhausted yet.
We are tired. Let me tell you, we are sleeping very, very well.
I bet. I can believe that. Woof.
Yeah. So the next day was our Versailles day.
Aha.
This was our last full day in Paris. Was that Friday? So we took the train to Versailles. It's very interesting getting there. You'd think that the station would be closer, but you do have to walk a few city blocks.
Yep.
To get there, which is great on a beautiful day.
It's pretty flat. It's not a difficult walk, but
no, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. But it takes a little bit of time. So you want to just, if you're planning your minutes like I am, then it's good to know. But yeah, that's fine. And gorgeous. The longest thing was security, but the whole experience was more than I even dreamed. It was beautiful.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you have your English guide comes with it. Your headphones. You have all the information as you enter a room. You hit a number, and you can play it to your liking. Or pause or move on to the next room. But it's quite beautiful in there, and the gardens are amazing right now. Well, when we went in the gardens, were very contemporary sculptures out in the back, so it changed the landscape quite dramatically. These large mirrored sculptures and all through the gardens in the back of Versailles, like as you went down the hill. And we did the Petit Trianon. We explored in the back. You could spend days back there. It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and go ahead.
If you had good weather, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I don't recommend that you get the little tram. There's a little tram that will bring you down there and then bring you back. But it's not really that far. It's not worth it. There's a long wait to get onto it. And it's not cheap either. So I would just say just walk.
Yeah.
If you're able to, just walk and then explore it, because it's not that bad. We ended up not taking it back up. We just walked back up.
Yeah. The grounds are huge, but probably to get to the Petit Trianon, Grand Trianon, you can walk it.
Oh, definitely.
If you enjoy, it's a lovely walk, if you're not in a hurry.
Right. Yeah, and the tram doesn't bring you too far anyways. You still have, little bits of walking here and there to get to the other small buildings, but you could definitely explore back there. I wish we had more time, but we did sit along the water, and there's a tea house there where we had a croque monsieur, a beautiful lunch, and relaxed. The sun was warm. It was crisp out, but the sun was warm, so it was a perfect day. People all along the water. You couldn't, from that area, you feel like you're in, I don't know, Venice or somewhere different, because you can't see the main palace. You just see, you can understand where they go out there for the day and not feel like they were anywhere near their home. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So well planned the way it was designed. So that was gorgeous. That took most of the day.
And you do recommend taking the day trip to Versailles.
Yes, and buying a lot in the gift shop, because there's a lot of beautiful things in the gift shop too. Save time for the gift shop. But yeah, so I'm not sure when the sculptures were coming down, but that definitely changed the landscaping. It made it pretty interesting, because I felt like it was not your normal view out there, but keep in mind, if you're looking for the traditional look from 300-400 years ago or whatever, you might not see that if there is some kind of installation happening there.
Exactly. They're rotating. They probably change the art every now and then.
Yeah.
It's a living museum. It's
Yeah, and that made it unique. It made it feel like I had a unique experience. You know?
Yeah. And they're always working on it. So no matter how much we describe it, the day you go, things might be open, things might be closed. They might have changed the statues. They might have, you know, but it's okay. You just enjoy the day. And I mean, even though you guys did a lot of things, honestly, you packed a lot in. I think you still had plenty of, I mean, for you, it was enough time to enjoy the experience, it sounds like.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we decided if we weren't going to do something, we would stop. Like we could skip it, but we definitely got pretty much everything done that I had wanted to.
Yeah.
There are only a couple things probably that I might change or do differently.
Well, do tell. We want to know what not to do also.
I just want to say one more thing about Versailles. The Hall of Mirrors, everyone, like the Mona Lisa, everyone kept saying, oh, you know, you might be disappointed. It's smaller than you think, but it was gorgeous and grand and huge. I was not disappointed whatsoever.
Good.
It's kind of maybe good to have your expectations slightly lowered, so then, you know, you can be overwhelmed like I was. So just to say that. So that's Versailles. Well, other than when we walked back to the train from Versailles, we saw a McDonald's, so we decided we wanted to try it. And that was quite a fun experience, too. We had a snack at McDonald's, and it's different from here. You order at a kiosk, and then you go pick up your food. So it was fun to see how it's done differently.
That's true. They never have kiosks in America. I hadn't thought of that.
No, they don't. You go right to the counter.
Yeah, no. Here, because, I mean, McDonald's, and now they're starting to open Burger Kings, because Burger King took over the Belgian franchise called Quick Hamburger. And so they're slowly converting all these quick restaurants into Burger Kings. And they both have these kiosks where you go and you have a little computer and you choose what you want and you pay right there and then you go pick up.
But as a tourist, it's also quite a good thing because there's 20 different languages in there.
Yeah.
It's you don't have to worry about any of the, speaking the language at all.
Exactly.
Which makes it easier and quick. So it was just a quick stop. So that was that. And I'm trying to remember which day, but the one other thing I'm not exactly sure. It might have been when we came back into the city this day. I don't actually remember. We went to the conciergerie.
Yes, la conciergerie, yeah.
Yeah, and I would have skipped that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be. We had walked by the palace there and the prison. And it was on our museum pass, so I said, well, why not go in there? Marie Antoinette was there before she was executed, so I thought it'd be interesting. But it's just. I don't think it was worth the time, but it was.
Yeah, it's a museum to the history of Paris.
Yeah, but it's very plain. There's one room. The interactive computer experience is interesting because you can see how all the grounds and where this king built on this part, and it is interesting. But you're not really going to see Marie Antoinette.
No
things related to her. There's one little prison room that's made up to be maybe it was like that, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, and again in the main area there was an art exhibit installation also, which was really interesting. I like that. The photos we took came out beautiful. But I would skip that if I were to do it again.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And I would have gone to the catacombs instead. We skipped the catacombs, but I would have gone there instead of doing this.
Oh, yeah. The catacombs are pretty... Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't skip the catacombs either.
Yeah, we ended up not doing them. We kept... that was one of the things that got pushed off the list. So.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time. So that was the 25th of Versailles Day, Friday.
Yeah.
What we did at that point was when we came back into town, we had pre-reserved a dinner on the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, nice.
At a restaurant on the Eiffel Tower. Not the top most expensive one, but the one on the second level.
Okay, so not the Jules Verne.
It was, is it I want to say it's 68, the name of the hotel, the restaurant. It was actually on the first level. I'm sorry, it was on the first level.
Okay, yeah, because the second level is all fast food type things.
Second level is more of the observatory type thing, and some shops.
Yeah.
We never made it to the top level because someone might have been a little bit fearful of going up that high. Not me.
No, yeah.
So, but it was. Oh, I forget the most important part. When we came back, we did the bateau, which you love.
Ah, les bateaux mouches, yes.
Yeah, because again, that was included in our pass. So we did. We came back. We changed for dinner. We got more dressed up. We went on the boat tour.
Nice.
It was gorgeous, and the sun was setting. Mm-hmm. And when we returned was the first time that the tower started sparkling on the hour.
Nice.
So again, it was, I couldn't have planned it any better. It was perfect. So we look up and it's all sparkling, and then we get off the boat. We walk over to the tower, and we went up for our dinner, which I believe was at 9 p.m. Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful. It's definitely very, very well planned time-wise to get people in and out. They have different seatings.
Sure.
But it was definitely an awesome experience. I would recommend it.
And it's not near as expensive as the Jules Verne.
It is not, no. Right. But you feel wonderful. They give you champagne, just great selections of food. You have a limited selection, but they're all beautiful. Beautifully plated and delicious.
Nice.
And you have a view out. You are mostly looking at the structure of the tower lit up, but that's still amazing.
Yeah, it's still very nice. And the colors, when it's lit up at night, the colors are different. It's really interesting. I mean, it's different than daytime, but it's wonderful all the same.
It is beautiful at night. There's no doubt about it. It's gorgeous. I would say I would recommend that. If you do that, you could pay beforehand and it'll all be set. You just get your tickets, print out your tickets and you're all set. And it gives you, free access to the tower. So you can go up there also and then look around, which was beautiful.
Did you find it difficult? Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you if you found it easy to use all the tickets in your museum pass. Did it ever, was there any question anywhere you went if you could use them or if you had to line up or not or stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. We tried to figure out, each place can be slightly different about where you queue and where you show the pass and with the security, it's not difficult, but it just takes, just have to be alert, be attentive. But you basically follow the crowds and you know where you're going. But the signage is usually good. You just have to give yourself time to figure it out. I don't think it was overwhelming at all. The museum pass comes with a really good booklet of coupons as well and a map that shows you all the major highlights. So we use that map the most. It just folded up nice and neatly and it's small, and then we would just pull it out because then we could compare things that we had free access to with the pass. Yeah. And then we could say, okay, we're in this area right now. Is there something that we should go to? Like there's a chocolate museum, but we didn't have time to do that. There's different things. What I would have loved to have also done is if I do go back, I will not need to go back to Disneyland Paris. And I would say that day I would go to Monet's garden. So there's different, there's so much to experience. If I had, 2 full weeks, I could have done everything. But there's a lot of a lot more on the pass. I know it sounds like I'm selling it, but it was if you like.
No, it's
if you
good.
like touristy things, it does encompass a lot. It's between the transportation of the bateau, the bus, all those things, and the metro too. It's all.
So did you buy your pass before you showed up, or is that something you bought?
Yeah, we bought it about a month before. We bought everything we could beforehand. We bought our Disneyland passes. We bought the museum pass. Whatever we could. The dinner and the Eiffel Tower we purchased, all online beforehand, and that made it easier because we felt good having everything in hand. our documents in hand, not having to worry about printing anything later or in case our phones weren't working properly, to have to look things up on email or whatnot.
And everything worked out
Everything worked out fine. We're planning on doing London next year. I probably will do the same thing. Yeah,
that's cool.
I would probably do the same thing. Okay. Well, go ahead.
Well, it sounds like you had a fabulous time, and you probably don't have a lot of days left there, right?
That was our final night there. And it was great to actually finally go up the Eiffel Tower. Like I said, we went to the second level. We didn't go up to the third level. But
that's okay.
We didn't miss much because you could.
It's frightening up there.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of heights too.
No, I love it. Yeah, they have glass sections where you can look straight down, and that made my stomach turn a little bit, but I was still standing on top of it, enjoying it.
Well, and that's on the first floor.
Yeah.
Imagine if it made your stomach turn on the first floor and go out to the third. Oh, jeez, I'm going to die.
Yeah. Just going up at night, I say do it. If you have any questions, just don't go for it. So you just have to be a little careful around there at night. There's so many people, so many guys selling little trinkets that, just watch your money, watch your whatever you're carrying with you.
Zip up your bags.
It up. That's why I did enjoy it being a little cooler out so I could wear a coat. It makes me feel more secure and safe than if I was in shorts or just long pants alone in the summertime. So just be conscious of your surroundings. It's good to be safe. You don't want to lose all your possessions on vacation.
Yeah.
Right.
And as a gay couple, Paris feels like just like any other city.
Yeah,
I hope.
For sure.
Okay, good.
No.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
No questions, no looks, no nothing at all. Very blasé.
Good.
Nothing, no problems.
Well, there's all sorts of people who visit Paris, so you'd think that wouldn't catch anybody's attention. So, thank God.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would recommend it for any couple. It's very romantic and very beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was our last night. The next morning, we were heading out fairly soon to go to the airport. So we did cram one more thing in, though. We went back to the Saint-Germain for breakfast and a little bit of last-minute shopping. But on the way, we stopped at the Luxembourg Gardens. And we just strolled through there. It's beautiful there, too, as well. Very, very nice, more, I guess, used and middle-class type. There's a lot of sport activity happening on one side of the park. And then there's the traditional, more garden area on another side. So that was fun to stroll through there. I would recommend that.
And that was a Saturday, so probably there were quite a few people
jogging. It was early. It was early when we started walking. We had our breakfast. We went back, and then we got ready to go back home. Yep.
Wow.
So that was it.
You had a very, very busy trip.
Very busy.
Very, very, very busy.
Very busy.
Do you do that everywhere you go? Like, is that your style of travel no matter where you go?
I am, unfortunately, an Uber planner, yes. So
Okay.
I do, but, I can take relaxing vacations as well. They're just totally separate. If it was a beach vacation or that kind of thing, it would be definitely more relaxed.
Yeah.
But if I'm not sure if I'm going back to Paris, I need to go check everything out.
Well, yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, when I go places, we did a similar thing. We went to St. Petersburg, and I just wanted to see everything. Mm-hmm. Like it's exhausting, it is. But you have to. you have to.
And then you sleep on the plane, and you try to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I think you mentioned a few things you wouldn't do again. Probably not conciergerie. Probably not Montparnasse, the Tour Montparnasse.
Yes, and those are the bigger ones. Yes.
Okay. Wow. Well, I think we have been talking for a while already. You have told us so much. It's great because I hope that people realize that I mean, most of the people who listen to the show also like to plan their trips out, but they may not realize how much they can cram in with you. They know, they can do a lot. So you can, because when I saw your list, I thought, well, they must have spent at least 10 days, maybe 12. And no, a week. Wow.
A week.
Congratulations. You guys are strong. Well, thank you so much. I mean, do you have any last word of wisdom for all the listeners?
Definitely go to Paris. It's well worth it.
Ah, thank you. That's so nice.
It's gorgeous. I can't wait to explore more of the country as well. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, the rest of France is pretty good too, but Paris is definitely a big highlight. So.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I think you're on your lunch break, aren't you?
I am. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Thank you, and I hope I didn't make you late for work.
Not at all. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. If you enjoy the show, let us know. Many thanks to listeners who donate to the show or use our Amazon and hotel booking links on joinusinfrance.com or on the show notes on your phone. Most people who find the show do it through a recommendation from a friend. If you share the show with a friend, let me know so I can fuss over you and thank you properly. The other way people learn about the show is through mentions on TripAdvisor, travel sites, and blogs. Thank you for dropping our name here and there. It really helps, and I'll be happy to fuss over you also if you let me know. Thank you. Have a great time in France, and when you come back, consider sharing your experiences in France with the other listeners. I really enjoy doing trip reports with you. Au revoir!